Howdy doody everybody, my name is KevGuuey and welcome to Along the Edge. Along the Edge is a visual novel set in the European countryside where your choices impact the main character's personality and appearance. This game comes out on October 12th and the link is down below in the description so you guys check this game out yourself. And actually that's a first. I play a lot of visual novels. Usually on my KevGuuey anime channel, but I've never really played in a visual novel where the story actually impacts the appearance of the character, because it's always consistent with the character. You know the character and you know what they look like and stuff like that, but never about the appearance changing. So that is what really intrigued me with this game. So we're just gonna go right in. Start. Along the Edge is an interactive graphic novel. During your adventure, you will be asked to make choices that will define how your story progresses. Some of these choices will have direct consequences, forking the story in one direction instead of another. However, each of your decisions, even the most anecdotic, will have an impact on the personality of the main character, Daphné. Alright. Oh, is this a tutorial? Progress automatically saved. The last one brings you back to the last checkpoint. This allows you to read the latest sentence again, but not to change the choice you've already performed. Oh, okay, so it's just rereading. Okay, the basics, options. Oh, what's this? When one of your decisions influences Daphné's personality, one or two symbols light up on the top of the screen. Okay. So globe, moon, star, sun. And along the edge, your decisions are neither good nor bad. The branching of the story opens different narrative hypotheses, shaping your adventure according to your choices. Choose wisely. Okay, choose wisely. So, is it settled? Yes. I guess I need this fresh start, this inheritance. It's exactly what I needed to finally turn the page. Oh. Hello. I know you've convinced yourself of this, but are you sure of what you really wish to achieve by relocating? After all, you recently went through a major trauma, and there's still a lot of ground to cover. Okay, so what I'm getting at right now is that Daphné lost someone close. I'm pretty sure like parents, because it's an inheritance, right? So she's not really going through well with that, but with the money she says she's gonna use it for something. Between you and I, you know what I think of your decision, but I can't prevent you from leaving. Did you already find a job there? Yes, I did. I'm substitute teaching for a math teacher at the village's middle school. A pregnancy leave, 6 months. It should give me enough time to get my bearings. Okay. Don't you mind giving up your PhD? Your research career was quite promising. Oh. Interesting. Choices are like this. Okay. So we have a PhD, but we're going to relocate. I do, but I have no choice. You always have a choice. I don't know? I don't know. If it really was a mistake, I could still come back here. It costs nothing to give it a shot. Yep, I see. Wait, so so Dr. Durant is a professor or what? Like, I thought when it said Dr. Durant, like I thought it was an actual doctor, like psychiatrist or psychologist. Maybe? I don't know, but I'm confusing myself. I'm getting ahead of myself here. One last thing. I know your relationship with Frank is quite tense. Frank? Who's Frank? It is. We broke up recently, you know, and I used to count on his support. Aw. After so many years together. Oh, Daphne's saying that. I was like, oh. After so many years together, I need time. I guess you are fully aware that you're about to break your ties with him. Are you sure you won't regret it later? Well, they broke up for a reason, right? So there has to be a reason behind that. Did you at least inform him of your plans? They broke up. Why would... What? It's none of his business anymore. No? Oh, Moon. Okay. No, I didn't. It doesn't concern him anymore. Alright. Listen, Daphne, you have my number. Please, don't be afraid to call me if you need anything. I'm counting on you. Okay, I will. Then all I can do is to wish you all the best. When are you leaving? Tomorrow. So, he is my doctor. Okay. August. I'm leaving tomorrow. I've inherited this family house, my grandmother's. Oh. I haven't known her, and now I never will. Oh man. My mother had burned the bridges with this side of the family. The only side, by the way, since I've never known who my father was. Why? I remember the birthday cards though. My mother had hidden them between two piles of laundry in the linen closet. If the link had been broken, it wasn't my grandmother's fault. And here I stand, 10 years later, inheriting this big house 300 miles away, having myself cut off all contact with my mother. Huh. That's what they call karma, isn't it? The other PhD students asked me to meet them at the bar. I could also go see Frank to say goodbye. I told Dr. Durant I didn't want to tell him I was leaving, but it's my last chance to do this by the book. Am I really sure of my choice? And of course, I can also just go home. What should I do? I mean, we broke up for a reason, right? We don't know what the reason is. So we don't want to go home to our mother. Let's just go hang out with our colleagues. I went to the bar to meet the other students. I didn't have it in my heart to refuse. I've never really integrated myself in this small group. In fact, all they think about is their career at the university. I know I regret giving up my research, but on the other hand, I didn't see myself having a brilliant career. Despite their cool and easygoing attitude, I know the others would gladly kill each other for an article in Nature. Huh? I've never been at ease in the environment. All I ever wanted was to help advance science, add my stone to the building. I know it's a bit cliche to think like that, but it's the truth. Science will have to make do without me, and I don't think it's losing much. I can't believe I thought they wanted to surprise me, to celebrate my leaving. But then, I haven't told anybody, except my research director. He seemed a bit disappointed at first, and then, not that much. I should go. I have to take the road early, tomorrow. Okay. Well, I didn't know that you didn't have a good relationship with all the other students. This is tough. Like, we're just starting the, middle of her life thing. So we're just making assumptions as to what happened so far, right? That's it. Everything I own is packed in a couple of boxes. I'd like to be sad to leave, but I really don't mind. My last night here. I don't know what I'm hoping to find there. A fresh start? I'm trying to convince myself of that. Maybe Dr. Durant is right. Maybe all of this is nothing but evading the issue. So what is this issue? Did my mother feel the same when she left my grandmother's village 30 years ago? Am I walking in her footsteps after all? The difference is that she had me. I'm leaving alone. I'm asking myself too many questions. I've taken my decision. I can't afford to go back. I can't undo what I've done. I'll try to get some sleep. 300 miles. That's a long drive. I got up way too early. The trip is going to be long. Well, I mean, if it's gonna be long, way too early is not way too early. Little by little, civilization slowly gives way to empty spaces. The highway is replaced by an interlacing of small roads, and the clear directions given on the major routes turn into a tracking game that's getting increasingly trickier as I get closer to my destination. So it's in a village, right? The house? The road goes through the village, which I cross quickly. Although I thought I was getting away from the agitation of the city, all this peace and serenity seems to hide something nefarious. Almost ominous. Oh? After a couple of miles, I turn into a dirt track, overrun with weeds. I go through the gates marking the limits of the family domain. Then, on the right, I see a small stone house. That must be the outbuilding where the couple of wardens live. It was specified in the act of succession the notary made me sign. I decide to leave the car there. I don't feel like driving all the way back in reverse if the track turns out to be a dead end. Good point. Who's that? You have a gun. Walking a bit further, I see a man coming toward me. He's carrying a rifle and a dead rabbit by the ears. Oh no. Oh. Hello, miss. You're on private property. Did you take a wrong turn? Ask for directions. Hello, I'm looking for the Delator family domain. Am I on the right direction? Oh, you're not lost then. Why are you here? I'm Daphne. Adelaide's granddaughter. Gerard Bertine, I'm the warden. Nobody told me you were coming. Is the house open? No. Well, yes. It's been a couple of months now since Mrs. Delator passed away, so with my wife Gilberta, we made sure everything was weatherproofed, but the door isn't locked. Really? Well, the only path goes by our house, and there's not a lot of visitors anyway. The villagers usually avoid coming up here, you know. Why is that? Oh, yeah. Why are they avoiding the house? People get worked up for nothing around here. An old lady living alone in a big house and who doesn't go out much, that's enough to make them talk. Oh no, she's a witch! You a witch? Thank you, sir. I'll be in the house if you're looking for me. I'll send you my wife, Gilberta. She'll help you open the shutters. Keep going along the path. It's not very far and you can't get lost. See you later, then. Oh, he's so nice. He didn't even ask for, papers or anything. He should say, alright, you can go in. About 500 feet further, the path in the woods opens on a kind of meadow where the house was built. Although several generations of Delators lived here, I discovered this legacy for the first time. The building is impressive, with its tower in the middle of the facade, the last remain of an older version of the castle and certainly at the origin of my family name. Ooh, this is a spooky house. As promised, the door is unlocked and opens on an entrance hall plunged in darkness. As I cross the threshold, I'm seized by the coolness of the old stones breaking with the searing heat of the midday sun shining over the garden. I can't see much of the room, but its size promises to be intimidating. That might be a nice change from the tiny city flats I used to live in. It looks very big though. I'm desperately trying to open one of the windows to let the light in when I'm surprised by a voice coming from the entrance. Who there? Miss? An old woman is standing at the threshold. Yes? My husband told me you were coming to the house. Are you planning to stay for the night? Much more than the night. I'm moving in. Oh, and call me Daphne, please. I'll get my share of Miss and Madam when I start working at the school. Are you aware of the inheritance? So you're Madam's granddaughter, then. She used to talk about you a lot, you know. Yes? I remember you. Well, I mean, it was a long time ago. You were still a baby when Miss Sophie left. Madam never got over it. Well, I'm sure you have a lot to tell me, but can't you do it while helping me open the shutters? It's nice and bright in this house now. Oh, sure, I'm sorry. So, are you moving into the castle? You're going to work at the village's middle school, aren't you? Yes, I'm a math teacher. I'm going to teach there. Well, at least for the next 6 months as a substitute. So tell me, how do you want to proceed? Proceed? I mean, I know you've been working for my grandmother, but I'm not sure I can afford your services, if you see what I mean. The inheritance left me barely enough to cover the costs of the house for a couple of years. Oh. Grandmama didn't buy the house already? Or didn't pay it off? Huh. Oh, don't worry. Gerard and I, we retired 2 years ago, but Madam didn't forget us and the legacy. She was kind enough to let us live in the outbuilding for the rest of our days. We'll help for as long as we can, my husband and I. We've done this all our life. Work doesn't scare us. And anyway, it would be boring to have nothing to do all day. That's true. You've got nothing to do all day. Boring. Alright, your help is more than welcome. Why is it the moon? I don't know if that's bad or good. That's great news. Without some help, I don't know how I would have managed to get everything done in such a big house. And we'll be happy to give a hand. Would you like me to get you some groceries from the market tomorrow? I used to do it for Madam. Since Miss Sophie left, she didn't go out much. No, don't worry. I'll go. It will give me an opportunity to check the village out. Alright. Going to the village now. Mrs. Borteen's gonna help us. Yay! Mrs. Borteen helps me make my bed. The windows now wide open let the stuffy smells out while ushering in the golden light of the sun, setting on this nice summer evening. Then she leaves me alone for my first night in my new home. Must be, yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be spooky, huh? I spend it watching the antique television in the kitchen while eating, for dinner, the leftovers of a sandwich I bought earlier on the highway. That's a sandwich? Looks just like a big, like, half a baguette. I tried to get some sleep, far from the reassuring sounds of the cars and lights of the city, with this forest silence only interrupted by some disturbing squeaking of the floorboards and the hooting of a hunting night owl. Ah, a big house, only by yourself, spooky sounds in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't sound like a nice time. Well, especially in the middle of nowhere thing. Not surprising, I got up in quite a bad mood, and if the sight of the empty fridge hadn't pushed me to act, I would certainly have succumbed to the inviting comfort of the sofa and wasted my day napping in the living room. Ooh. The market. It wasn't exactly what I imagined. We all have this romantic notion of the picturesque little country town market, but this one was nothing but purely functional. Nothing romantic in the butcher's stall, nor in the fishmonger's radio, tuned in way too loud on a local station that seems to broadcast, at this hour of the day, a playlist of songs that used to be popular but are utterly old-fashioned nowadays. What do you mean romantic in the butcher's stall? What? What? I'm buying some bread when someone boldly cuts me in the line. Hey, no one cuts me in the line! Stanislas Mautere. Give me 3 baguettes and 2 nut breads, sliced, please. I'm sorry, but I believe it was my turn. It will only take an instant, don't worry. Well, my thing was gonna take an instant too, huh? Oh, mine was gonna be an instant. You freaking cut me, to big butthole. Calm down. Okay, keep calm. Can't make a scene already in a new town. Okay. Woof. Oh, got the sun. I don't care if it takes an instant or 10 minutes. If you're not from around here, are you? What does it have to do with anything? Listen, miss, please inform yourself before you start making a scene. It's a little bit embarrassing. See, I'm done already. It didn't take that long, did it? Have a nice day. Thanks, butthole. The man put some change in the baker's hand before disappearing in the street. Huh. Seriously, who's that guy? Oh, Caroline Bouchard. You're not from around here, are you? It's Maltera's son. His family owns a sawmill that employs half the town. As for the other half, they're all in business with them one way or another. Oh, so he thinks he owns the town because his family owns or employs half the town. Huh. So he's a bratty, snotty boy, huh? Does it give him the right to behave like this? You shouldn't cross the Malteras, you know. They've been in town for generations and people say all sorts of things about them. What kind of things? Strange accidents, businesses suddenly going bankrupt. People are quite superstitious here. Ah, I see. So they have that power to do things here. Ah, man. They shouldn't take advantage of people like this. Well, I don't know what that means. I'm sure you're going to remind me that I'm not from around here, but taking advantage of the villagers' credulity, it's disgusting. Listen, I'm leaving the area soon, so you understand I don't want to drag myself into this. The elders told me to be careful with this family, and I don't want any trouble. I see. Interesting person. I realize I've already been a couple of days, and I haven't taken the time to visit the house properly. With my tight schedule, I stayed in the main rooms, going from the bedroom to the kitchen through the living room. It's high time I take advantage of the weekend to give myself the grand tour. And hopefully we don't find any skeletons. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two about my grandmother and this family I know nothing about. I could also ask a couple of questions of Mrs. Bortine. Until now, she has remained very evasive. Why is that? If I go see her outside her work hours, she might be more inclined to answer me. She's a very discreet woman, and somehow always manages not to be in the same room as me. If I leave the kitchen for a while to take a shower, for example, when I come back, I always find out that the leftovers of my breakfast have been put away. The table has been cleaned up, and the dishwasher is gently humming. I told her several times not to make my bed, that I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. She seems to acknowledge, but keeps making it the next morning anyway. Maybe she forgets. I don't know, maybe. But I guess she might enjoy a friendly visit. Where should I start? Check my mother's old bedroom. Question Mrs. Bortine. Check the tower. Do we have a tower? Watchtower. Let's go to our mother's old bedroom. My grandmother used to live alone in this big house, so she kept most of the rooms closed to stay in the ground floor, in the left side of the building. I've taken over her quarters, and with the nights getting colder, I'm happy I don't have to keep the whole house warm. I checked the other rooms, the parlors on the ground floor, and the multiple bedrooms above. Everything seems frozen in time. The furniture covered with white linen sheets may be waiting for better days to return, like when Adelaide wasn't a widow yet and my mother was still living under her roof. Her old bedroom hasn't changed since her teen years, even if I can tell that someone has hurriedly made room for me, this baby who is about to be born. Oh, I see the crib right there. Oh. There are still some band posters from another age pinned to the walls in the crib where I might have spent my first few nights before my mother decided to leave. But there wasn't any white linen sheet to protect the furniture in this room, and it looks like it has been cleaned up very recently. What should I do next? Check the tower. Ooh, I didn't find the entrance of the tower. I searched inside and outside the house, but no door seems to lead into it. Yeah, it's underground, isn't it? It's underground, go under, and then up into the tower. Oh no, some dangerous, spooky stuff that happened in there, isn't it? After randomly exploring the corridors and the rooms, I had to admit defeat. I had to ask Mrs. Bortine about this mystery. However, while I was searching for this damned entrance, my feet took me to the basement where I discovered a treasure of old wines. The most recent bottles were around 30 years old. I guess my mother wasn't much of a drinker, and the wine cellar must have remained untouched since her husband passed away. Aww. Did my mother come here during her teen years, defying her parents' rules, to see a bottle to share with her friends from the village? Maybe. Was I conceived during one of those parties? Oh, okay, well at least she thought of that. Celebrated by sacrificing these rare vintages on the altar of youth, with my mother Sophie not being sober enough to resist the charms of a young local farmer. When I was old enough to ask, she always answered with a hand gesture that my father was from the village and hadn't wanted to recognize his child he didn't ask for. All in all, she said we were better off without him. See, that's what we got. Wear protection. Protection is important. Maybe I could bring a bottle to Mrs. Bortine. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna drink all of it, right? Why do I keep getting the moon? As I take a bottle from its shelf to decipher its dusty label, it slips from my hands and breaks. What the? How did it slip from your hands? Is it slippery? Is it oily? Like what? Suddenly, I'm overwhelmed by this feeling, as if I was violating something sacred, trampling the memory of my grandfather, who might have selected this precise vintage to celebrate something special. Well, no one so when are you gonna celebrate this special event then? I mean, you can't just let it go waste. I mean, you can't just drink it all, then you become an alcoholic. We don't want that. I begin to question my intentions. Is offering this bottle an honest mark of affection towards a kind old lady, or am I planning to get Mrs. Bortine drunk in order to extort more information from her? I didn't even think about that second part there. I thought about it's a nice gesture to give her a bottle, you know? A bottle of wine to share with someone. I didn't even think of that. Take another bottle. We can take another. Oh my gosh, another red moon. A white bourgogne. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bourgogne? You should like it. And anyway, I don't have to drink myself blind with Mrs. Bortine. I'm sure I can drink responsibly. You're sure you can drink responsibly? Doesn't I don't have faith in her anymore. I don't know if she can drink responsibly by saying that. Read you next. Question, Mrs. Bortine. Hello, Mrs. Bortine. How are you doing? Oh, hi, Miss Daphne. My joints are aching today. Must be the weather getting colder. Summer always goes by so fast. It's almost fall already. Can you believe it? Oh, yeah, fall already. But enough talking about me. I'm sure you haven't come around to hear the old maid complain about her rheumatism. How can I help you, miss? About the tower. I couldn't find the entrance of the tower. Do you know how to get inside? Well, I can't say, miss. No, I haven't. I couldn't tell you how to get in it if my life depended on it. Madam, your grandmother used to say it has been walled up, and we'd rather not know what was inside. That's not a. I don't know about that. I don't like the sound of that. Was my grandmother keeping dead bodies in there? I think so. Maybe some witchcraft stuff, probably. You mean that no one got inside the tower since, what, 30 years ago? 40 years ago? Well, way more than that. I'm 67. I've been living here since I was 14. I always knew the tower like this. 14? Whoa! So no one knows what's inside, right? You must have your own idea, don't you? You must have heard something in the village, right? Well, that's just gossip. Nothing worth talking about. No. What are you talking about? Please don't insist, miss. With all due respect, I can't resolve myself to defile your late grandmother's name. There are dead bodies in there. I knew there's dead bodies in there. In some witch spooky craft. I brought you a bottle. Whoa, another moon. I'm just gonna be the moon guy. I found this bottle in the cellar. Would you like to share a small glass with me? Oh, I'm not sure it's reasonable, miss. Allow me to insist. It would really be my pleasure. You wouldn't let me drink by myself, would you? All right then, if you insist, but it'll just be a small glass for me. Something else? Mother's bedroom. I visited the house, got into every room, and I noticed all the furniture was covered with white linen sheets. Yes, it's Madam, your grandmother, who asked me to close most of the rooms. She lived alone in the house, and she never had any visitor. It was to prevent the furniture from being damaged. Why are you asking? Do you want me to open up the rest of the house? Well, that's a good idea. It's a bit of extra work for you, but it will definitely improve my quality of life. One of the rooms. I guess it's my mother's old bedroom. Why wasn't it closed, as you say? Because Madam asked me to keep it freshly cleaned. You know, when Miss Sophie left, it broke her heart. She wasn't the same afterwards. Right until she died, she never gave up hope your mother would come back. She asked me to make her room every day, just in case, she used to say. She would have loved to know you, the pretty young woman you've become. Aww. Oh, I'm sorry, I digress. Must be the little pick-me-up you brought me. Something else. Tell me how it was like in the old days. Tell me how it was like in the... Oh. Tell me how it was like in the old days. I mean, before Mom left. When your mother left, we were ready at the end of the rope, if you allow me, miss. There were only your grandmother, Madam Adelaide, and Miss Sophie living here. Your grandfather died when your mother was still a little girl. An illness that took him without warning. The doctors didn't know what to do for this poor man. Aww. But when I had arrived, there was something else. There were lots of people living in the castle. The cousins, the uncles, the aunts, and a swarm of children. What happened? I don't know, really. There were some unexplained deaths, accidents. Ew. In the tower? In the tower. It's probably in the tower. All those accidents and stuff were in the tower. Oh. Wait, all the accidents and deaths were in the castle? Oh no, it's haunted, guys. It's haunted. We gotta leave. We gotta leave right now. It's haunted. It's witchcraft stuff. People are dead in there. We gotta leave right now. Some of them left the area, got out of touch. It all started when the Maltese bought the sawmill. Oh, never mind then. Maybe it was the Maltese. Ooh, those people. There must be a connection. That seems crazy. Ooh, a star. Ooh, that seems crazy, but there must be a connection, don't you think? Can you really believe it's a coincidence? I can't tell, miss. All I can see is that when the Maltese flourished, the Delators I met Maltese's son at the bakery. This hooligan! I know it's none of my business, but you should be wary of him. Yeah, I know. I already saw that. He's a good-for-nothing who spends his time doing who knows what, hanging around in his car. Oh, I have to agree with because we met him. We met him. I mean, you can't judge people. You can't judge people, you know, I don't know, by its cover, as in like, you know, appearance. No, don't judge people by their appearance until you get to know them. Wow, we already met that person. And I agree. Why a moon? You're right, he acted like a jerk with me. Ah, do you see exactly my point? Well, since you're asking about the past, would you like to see the old picture albums? Sure, tell me where I can find them. I'd love to take a look, thanks. The cupboard in the living room, there are even some pictures taken by your great-grandfather, you'll see. Something else? Well, we can't have her drink too much. She doesn't want to drink too much, so bye. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'll come back later. What do next? Look at the picture albums. Ooh. Found the pictures where Mrs. Bortin told me they would be, to discover that my great-grandfather had an early passion for the dark room, and that his photographs from the last century had survived time. Wow. The family was larger then, with a swarm of children in the gardens and large tables at the holidays gatherings. If I could read worry on the adults' faces, if the future ruin and dereliction of House Delator could already crack the walls and yellow the wallpapers, it wasn't showing on these old daguerreotypes. Daguerreotypes? I found a couple of pictures of my mother as a child first, and as a young girl, I must admit, I was moved by this discovery, since I had never seen what she used to look like when she was younger. Aww. The last pictures show her belly being rounder and rounder, and then nothing. No more pictures, as if nothing worth documenting had happened during the last 30 years. Weird. Is there nothing of me? Huh. Talking with Mrs. Bortin aroused my curiosity. The tower, the village, the Malteres. And I thought my relocation would mean living a life of austerity and isolation. Nope. Going on in the villages, I must admit, much more intriguing than I anticipated. Unfortunately, the chores of everyday life catch up with me before I have the leisure to think about it. We do have a big house now, so more chores for you. I have no idea but to dedicate the last days of August to the preparation of my classes at the middle school, and I didn't realize how time-consuming it was. So I spend most of my time confined to the house, boning up on the textbooks of each class I've been given. I've never heard that term used before, boning up. Like the textbooks. Then the first day of school arrived, and after a couple of weeks, I finally found my bearings and days began to pass me by like trains. Chapter 2. And I'm gonna end the video here, everybody. The link is down below in the descriptions for you guys to continue the story. This is Along the Edge. It comes out on October 12th, and this is very interesting. Maybe later on is when the appearance thing changes. So maybe that's gonna be interesting. See how, I guess, your appearance changes. Who knows? But I want to say that this visual novel is very interesting. All the styles of the pictures drawn here are very awesome looking. They're really nice. It really fits in, and it really gives you that image and that picture of where you are and where they are, and like even driving down the highway and stuff, and like seeing the fields of grass, the meadow, and then to the gates of the house, and you kind of start connecting the pictures together into like a map of your own. So it's gonna be different for everyone to picture, you know, the same thing, but the pictures really help. So I'm glad that they have these awesomely drawn pictures, and oh man, you guys should definitely check this visual novel out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you everybody for watching this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! I was like, dissect. Wait, no, dang it, it's not 2 S's. No! The stick? Oh, dang it!